Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Karyal and I'm a program associate at Community Tree. Today we have a very special guest, Lara Marchioni Jones from Douglas College. She's a specialist with their Career Paths program for skilled immigrants. I'll let her introduce herself to you and then we'll continue with our questions for today.
Hi everyone, my name is Lara Marchioni Jones. I am a career coach in the Career Paths for Skilled Immigrant program at Douglas College. I work with a variety of newcomers from all over the world, and I support them in finding employment in their field of expertise, following the skills, qualifications, and most of all, their interest. And I love what I do.
Okay, so today we are here to help other people who are looking for job, who are new to this country. So we have a set of questions regarding their LinkedIn profile that they should be refining. So we have a few questions for you here.
Sure.
So is a headshot important? If so, what should an ideal headshot look like?
Yes, that's a very good question. So as human being are visual being, a good headshot, it really helps to make that connection. So ideally, yes, you want to have a professional pictures. So not a passport picture, but something that represents you in real life. So having a nice smile, a natural approach, an authentic shot will really help you make that connection. Ideally, you want to have it up to here so that they can see your eyes, because that builds trust and credibility. So I would stay away from cropping a picture from a shot with friends and family in a gathering, because that doesn't look very professional. So something that represents you in a professional manner so that you can really make that connection right away.
Oh, okay. That's great to know. Even I've
Yeah.
been working on getting my headshots clear. So,
Yes, and
okay.
I would say you don't actually need a professional photographer. You can really
Mhm.
have a friend take your picture as well. As long as you pay attention to the size, you can see your eyes, a nice smile, and you authentically you. Yeah.
That's good. That's great to know. So the second question that a lot of people might have, that how should they be writing their LinkedIn headline? What should be the ideal content of a headline?
Yes, that's what I call prime estate. So beside
Mhm.
your picture, you have the opportunity to describe yourself in just a few words. And you definitely want to pay attention to the keywords that you add in that headline. I've noticed that some profiles only have the title and the company's name. Now, ideally, you want to describe a bit about yourself. So I actually have a formula. I would say put what you do, how you do it, and maybe why, so that you can really grab people's attention. And by looking at your picture and what you do, they want to click on your profile. So when I see a title and a name of the company, I feel like that's a missed opportunity, because basically you are promoting the company. And this is an opportunity for you to promote yourself. So no need to write the name of the company. So an example could be, so I'll just give you my personal example. So I say that I'm a career coach, unleashing your natural talent to land a fulfilling job in British Columbia. So I say what I do. I also describe what drives me, which is really kind of helping you get the most out of your potential, and eventually the result that I want to get to you, to help you with. So find a job in British Columbia. So all those keywords really help you, in a nutshell, describe who you are. So make the most of it. You have 200 characters available. So use it if you can.
Yeah, that's pretty good advice for LinkedIn headline, which a lot of people need to, understand so that their profile gets more visibility.
That's
Okay,
right.
so now
Yes.
moving on to our third question,
Mhm.
how important are endorsements and how should I get them?
Yes, so that's another good asset that LinkedIn provides that you won't be able to find in other social platform or in your resume. So an
Hmm.
endorsement and a recommendation is basically someone speaking about you, describing who you are and what you did from their perspective. So in a way, it's for others to share what they think about you so that you build your credibility. So you
Hmm.
definitely want to have some of these recommendations.
Hmm.
And so one way that you could get some is basically start writing recommendation yourself. So reach out to former colleagues or people that you work with, and maybe you can start writing some, because really with the law of reciprocity, I can't even pronounce this word.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity, yes, that's right.
That's right.
Really, what happens is that when you give, it's much easier for people to return back. So this could be one way. And also, you
Right.
can request a recommendation. So you can reach out to your former supervisors or to your previous colleagues or even clients or students or people that you work with, and really ask them whether they would be willing to write a short description of your experience together. So that's a good way to build some extra information that really builds visibility in your profile.
Yeah, this is something that I realized lately because one of my old colleagues asked me for an endorsement. So I was like, this is a good opportunity to ask for an endorsement myself. So
Yeah.
this was something I realized this that when you ask for endorsements, people can get endorsements as well.
That's right, yes. And also, I'd like to add that when they write a paragraph about you, you still have the opportunity to edit it if you're not fully comfortable with what they shared. So you can write back to them and say, hey, there is something here that doesn't really resonate with me. Could you please amend it? And so basically, you have the ultimate choice to what goes in your profile so that it really aligns with who you really are and what you want to do, to show.
Right. That's a good point. I'll keep
Yeah.
that in mind for future.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so moving on to another question we
Mhm.
have here is open for work important to show on LinkedIn? If so, how?
Oh, okay, yes. So I believe this is a personal one. So writing on LinkedIn that you open for work really does show that you are looking for employment
Hmm.
and that you are available, which is
Right.
probably can be an asset. However, from a job seeker perspective, if I were to look for work, I would not rely on that feature to help me find opportunities. I will
Right.
really start pay attention to building up my connection, speaking to those professionals, reaching out to them. That's really what brings opportunities. So adding the features might help, but it's not really the one that will give you the job, really, from my personal experience. So it really is more about helping, making those connections so that people can learn about you during a conversation so that they actually do know where you're at and if you're looking for work. So more opportunities will come that way.
Yeah, this is also something I've realized that this open for work feature that LinkedIn provides only allows recruiters to see your open for work availability rather than having managers or hiring
Ah,
managers who are not exactly registered as recruiters on LinkedIn.
oh,
So
right. Okay. Ah,
So I feel that they still won't be able to see it anyways.
oh.
So may have to follow the person may have to follow your advice here to network with them.
That's right, yes. And follow what you just said. Then if recruiter can see that, maybe that could be an advantage so that they can reach out to you directly. So yeah,
Right.
fair
That
point.
seems fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to our last question,
Mhm.
what are the top three things to highlight in my professional experience section?
Yes, so LinkedIn offer you the opportunity to describe your work experience in more details, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Before the work experience, you can really showcase who you are by describing yourself in the About section. And that's a really, really important part. It really allows you to describe who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you have quite a bit of space, so make the most of it. I've noticed that a lot of profiles don't actually have this section filled in, and I think it's a missed opportunity. It's a way for you to start speaking about yourself, obviously not through the spoken language, but through the written language. So you want to show up in first person. I think that's the main part, so that you
Mm-hmm.
make an immediate connection. And ideally, in that paragraph, you want to describe some stories, something about you, your background, some accomplishment. And again, I also use a bit of a formula that helps people write their about section. So I would say, describe who you are, what you do, how, which means your approach, your methodology, even a bit about your values. And often, what really helps people connect is
Mhm.
why you do what you do. So if you can articulate what drives you in your work, it's most likely that you're going to find people that aligns with that want to connect with you. I
Right.
remember there is a very famous video by Simon Sinek that I often
Mhm.
use in my career coaching program, and it's called Start with a Why. And in that video, really showcase the importance of making that authentic description
Mhm.
of the rationale that drives your work. There is more than just what you do, because everybody is different, and so the why will be different. So anyway, so you have 2,000 characters available in your about section.
Right.
So yes, 2 or 3 paragraphs describing what you do, how, and why. And then we're going to move into the work experience. So yes, in that section, you have quite a bit of room available.
Mhm.
And again, I would expand on your work duties by adding your accomplishment. Again, describe what you did, but also how you did it. Like, for example,
Right.
imagine that you're looking for work as an English language instructor. Instead of
Mhm.
just saying taught English, you could say taught English to adult learners with a interactive approach
Mhm.
to help them get motivated. So all of a sudden, in this description, you have a bit of a fuller picture of the type of teacher that you are. So follow this across all your work experience so that your professionality, your values, your skills come out fully within your profile.
So in a way, this section seems similar to when you go for an interview and the interviewer asks you, tell me about yourself.
You nailed it. Yes,
Oh,
absolutely. Yes. And actually, by reflecting upon this while writing your LinkedIn profile, that also helps you consolidate some of your own skills, some of your own answers, so that when you do go to an interview, it's much easier to expand and articulate on what you already mentioned in your profile.
oh wow, that's really insightful.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for all answering all 5 of these questions. This was a great learning experience,
My pleasure.
and we will look forward to editing our LinkedIn profiles like this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Raul. It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, same
Okay.
here.